Personally, I showed up in '79, and it was a combination of a little bit bravery and an equal amount stupidity that let me get things going at Coney Island.
What a great piece. I really enjoyed hearing all the stories about Coney Island here. The accompanying photos were fantastic. They really brought the narrative to life, and I thought the piece was edited well into one seamless story. It took us back in time to revisit this really amazing place with some quirky characters, and I had so much fun watching it.
A wild trip back to Coney Island and the absolute bizarre characters that frequented it and made it such an iconic place. This journey back in time was, I felt, very much aided by that excellent assortment of old film, old footage, news footage, photos. It just really helped me place it in time. That creative spirit and the rebellious streak running through that wax museum was really palpable. And it just seemed like that magic time that, like when you think of the good old days, they really captured that spirit. Really well crafted, intimate storytelling that, yeah, made you feel like you were in on a really special time.
The Savior of Coney Island was a very interesting one to watch. It was very fascinating listening to the story of this wax museum and just hearing more about kind of, because when you hear about Coney Island, you think more about the more adventurous side. You know, you see it as one of the boardwalks. So it was interesting hearing more about a time where it was in turmoil and just learning more about how this wax museum kind of brought the life and the passion back into Coney Island. And all in all, it was definitely an interesting watch.
The Savior of Coney Island was a blast from the past, and we got to learn so much about the history of Coney Island and the Wax Museum and how much time and work and effort went into making that a reality. And, there's just this whole cast and crew of kooky characters that are native to Coney Island, and it's nostalgic and it's historical, and it's really special. Great job with this.
I thought this was really fun. I've never been to Coney Island, but obviously it's one of those places that is always talked about and referenced a lot in not just movies and TV shows, but also in like pop culture and even music and things like that. So learning a little bit more about the culture of Coney Island was really, really fun, and learning kind of like when it was the kind of brink of not really existing, and how it came back to be, and what that story was, and who those people were, and all these kind of twists and turns of fate, of if these kind of things didn't happen, like his apartment burning down and them, choosing this wax house as their new spot to kind of get together. Who knows what would have happened. So kind of seeing through this journey and learning about like this little piece of history was really fun, and I really enjoyed it.
This was really cool. I loved looking at all of the old photos and seeing, when Coney Island was first built and everything like that, and watching it. I think it was really, really interesting to hear his story too, and kind of how he had gotten involved with the Wax Museum and what happened there, and to see all of the things that they were doing with the Wax Museum at Coney Island to bring in more people and to kind of breathe new life into it. I thought that was great. I never knew how much work was going into the figures and what they were using with like real hair and stuff like that. So this was fascinating.
This offers an interesting view of the resurgence of the art and exhibition spaces in Coney Island and the efforts of the protagonist and his group of friends through a nonprofit to bring back life to this corner of the world through different instances, including restoring antique wax figures and the whole pop culture around it. It was just very interesting to watch.